यशोदाभियोलुखराधवमानम् परामृष्टम् अत्यन्तो वृद्धया गोप्या यशोदाभियोलुखराधवमानम् परामृष्टम् अत्यन्तो वृद्धया गोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुगं मृजन्तम् करं भोजयुग्मेन सात्नकनेत्रम् रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुगं मृजन्तम् करं भोजयुग्मेन सात्नकनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासितं पात्रिरेखकण्ठ स्थितागैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् मुहुश्वासितं पात्रिरेखकण्ठ स्थितागैव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषु भक्तजितत्वां पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृति वन्दे तदीयेषु भक्तजितत्वां पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवतिं वा न चान्यं प्रणेहं वा एषदपि वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवतिं वा न चान्यं प्रणेहं वा एषदपि इदं देवपुरनाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य विरतं किमन्ये इदं देवपुरनाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्य विरतं किमन्ये इदं ते मुखं भोजं अत्यन्तनीले कृतं कुन्तलस्निग्धरक्तशगोप्ता मुखं भोजं अत्यन्तनीले कृतं कुन्तलस्निग्धरक्तशगोप्ता मुहुर्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरस्तम् अलाम्लक्षलभे मुहुर्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या अविरस्तम् अलाम्लक्षलभे नमो देवदामोदरनन्त विष्णु प्रसिद्धा प्रभो दुःखजालभिमग्नम् नमो देवदामोदरनन्त विष्णु प्रसिद्धा प्रभो दुःखजालभिमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दिनं बतानु गृहाणे सममग्नम् इदे अक्षिदृश्य कृपा दृष्टिवृष्ट्याति दिनं बतानु गृहाणे सममग्नम् इदे अक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमुतैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमुतैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वमग्ने प्रयक्ष न मोक्षे गृहो मे अस्ति दामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयक्ष नमस्ते अस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोधराय तव विश्वस्य धाम्ने धाम्ने त्वदीयोधराय तव विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमोऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोधराय तव विश्वस्य धाम्ने स्फुरद्दीप्तिधाम्ने धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यं नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यं नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यं नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो नन्तलीलाय देवयतुभ्यं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, दाई गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल, दामोदर अष्टकम की जय। Hare Krishna. So again we will sing this by end of the session. The reason I did this was because when we sing we should know actually what is the meaning of it, so that you can connect with heart and sing with more rasa, with more taste. So with that we will move on to today's session, which is what? Importance of guide. हाँ, कौन सा ये गाइड कौन सा है? वो जो आप हिस्टोरिकल पैलेसेस में जाके गाइड ढूंढते हैं, वो गाइड है ये? कौन सा गाइड है? वी विल सी व्हिच गाइड इज दिस. Alright, so we'll start with prayers to our acharyas, to the Lord. So we can sing together since we have done this before. Let's say Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari. Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So again we pay our respectful obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and without whom all of us wouldn't have been here. So Dandvat Pranam to Srila Prabhupada, and he is our Jagat Guru. And today we are talking about Guru, the guide, what it is all about, and what is the definition, what is the characteristic, who is the actual Guru, who is the show bottle Guru, so on and so forth. So fasten your seat belts. Very, very important, Mataji and Prabhuji, that we should understand about this, that who is Guru. If we don't have that Shastric understanding, then we can be duped, we can be misled, and we can get hurt. चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, गंधर्व गिरधारी की जय, नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, पंच तत्व की जय, निताई गौर की जय, षड गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So once again, what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is divine song of the Lord, and it is for हमारे लिए क्या है ये? What is it? It's a life manual, है ना? So as we say, for TV, for refrigerator, we have manuals which we don't read. But this is the manual which we have to read. Now without this manual, हमारे जीवन का कोई मतलब नहीं होगा. It will be meaningless. We will be wandering like any kind of animals wander in the forest in search of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We will also be like that. So Bhagavad Gita is so important. And I believe, and you must have already seen in last 5 sessions, that how through shlokas Lord Krishna has spoken to Arjuna, and how it's so powerful. So many different problems of life, so many questions Krishna answers through Bhagavad Gita. Why Arjuna? Arjuna is nobody, but Arjuna is actually helping us. When Arjuna asks so many questions, it's not like Arjuna mein utni khamiyan thi. Arjuna was asking for us, for future. So sometimes when some of us ask question, वो think अच्छा वो question पूछ लगता है उनके life में बहुत gap है, so we start speculating that way. No, so sometimes we ask questions so that others, they don't have this thought process of asking questions, so they can get the juice in the form of answers. So that is called intelligence as well. All right. So quick recap, Prabhuji Mataji. So you remember how we started the session? We started with happiness, success formula, right? To happiness, what it is, what is the root cause of suffering, Anna? And then ultimate source of happiness is what? Physical, spiritual. And what is the success formula? What you have to do, especially in the month of Kartik, you have to make your home. So after we Gita course we started, once who are doing it fine. Anybody has tried to make your home more auspicious? I know Prabhuji had explained that how he started doing more Agarbatti, Aarti and started doing, which is wonderful. In young age when we see the souls doing, it's a very good sign. And because young age the senses are the at its best, in the negative side also, positive side also. So if we are kind of channelizing our senses towards Lord, it is very, very powerful. And sometimes I was told by my relatives, again we will talk about them also, they also try to be our guru, like अभी से गीता पकड़ ली तुम? नहीं चाचा जी, मेरा तो डिले हो गया है ऑलमोस्ट, आई शुड हैव स्टार्टेड इन चाइल्डहुड. क्या बात कर रहे हो, अभी कमाओ हमाओ बेटा, और जब रिटायरमेंट हो जाएगा ना तब ये सब है, फिर गीता खोल के पढ़ना, अभी से ही बन गए हो ये सब तो कमाओगे कैसे, हाउ यू लर्न. So you will hear all kind of things in the society, but we all know that once you grow old, and especially you are not having a body of the villagers, right, where you used to get Shuddha food, and you see villages of the past how strongly built they were. Even after 60 also they could look like a young 40 guy. Do you think we after 60 years how we will be? Hile dule Mahatma Phule. And then you think that you can read shlokas and translation. Yes, of course you can use it for without, don't have to use sleeping pills, you can use Gita for that. नींद जबरदस्त आएगी, लेकिन कुछ भेजे में नहीं जाएगा. तो कल का काम आज करो, आज का काम पल में प्रलय होएगी, बहुरी करोगे कब, है ना वो पुरानी कहावत. फिर आप लोग क्या बोलेंगे, आज का काम कल करो, इतनी जल्दी जीना है बरसों, हाँ गारंटी है, हाँ कोई गारंटी नहीं है. यस माता जी.
मैं अपने नेटिव गई थी, अभी कब किसकी मृत्यु आ जाएगी पता नहीं, मैं गंगा नदी में गिर गई.
हरे कृष्ण.
आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, और तुरंत विदिन 5 सेकंड सेलर जो कि जस्ट 5 सेकंड पहले आया था वो मुझे खींच के निकाल.
हरे
नेक्स्ट टाइम मेरी मृत्यु हो जाती, लेकिन गॉड ग्रेस माला बैग मेरे गले में था, तुलसी माला गले में थी. तो कहते हैं कि तुलसी माला जब गले में, तो यह मेरा आज से पाला नहीं पड़ा.
जय जय जय.
आउट.
Hare Krishna. Thank God, Mataji. I think probably it was Krishna's hand in the form of sailor for sure. So yes. प्रभु जी कहाँ हैं आज? आलोक प्रभु जी. आज वो सदमे में बाहर आएंगे अभी. हरे कृष्णा. So yeah, husband का wife के बिना क्या होता? It's like so sure Mataji, thanks for sharing. So as Mataji shared that if you are sincerely devoted to Krishna, then Krishna will always save you. It's not about body, right? Krishna will save you. It can be at any level. That is Krishna's plan. So yes, it's important. So again coming back, success formula is, so who else is, house पे आपने कुछ change लाया है अपने मतलब DT room में? Yes माता जी, what you did?
मैंने पूजा का टेबल मैंने सेट किया है.
Ah, very nice.
स्टैंड, टीवी स्टैंड है, तो उसको मैंने साइड करके उसको भगवान को बना दिया.
बेचारा टीवी.
मैं एक्चुअली इट्स ओनली अ सेट टॉप बॉक्स स्टैंड, तो उसको मैंने साइड कर दिया. वहाँ पे मैंने अपने लिए पूजा का वो.
Very nice, very nice.
हाँ, मैं रोज सुबह शाम तो नहीं, बट कभी सुबह कभी शाम कर देती हूँ.
Correct.
So I do chanting.
Oh, हरी बोल. Wonderful माता जी.
16 तो नहीं हो पाता, but 1 2 that I manage.
लेकिन मन में है कि किसी दिन 16 करना है.
हाँ,
वो anxiety तो है. Wonderful.
I'm living in a hostel and I have PG system and also my family is not here, so इतना ही manage हो पा रहा है फिलहाल.
But it's amazing. Like in that kind of environment, you are setting up that auspicious environment for Krishna. So Krishna sees the endeavor, है ना, attempt देखते हैं and then
इनफैक्ट अगर मैं किसी रोज छोड़ दूंगी यार छोड़ो आज नहीं पूजा
नहीं नहीं
मन
छोड़ो
नहीं मानता सीरियसली अंदर से नहीं आता कि यार आज का दिन कैसे जा सकता है अंदर से फीलिंग नहीं आती मतलब यहाँ आने से पहले जो लाइफ थी मेरी अब मैं वैसा भी जीना चाहूँ तो वो जा पाना मेरे पॉसिबल नहीं है बिकॉज आई फील वेरी अनफुलफिल्ड मेरा ध्यान नहीं लगा रहता है
Amazing.
इसमें एक टाइम पूजा ना करूँ तो मेरा मन नहीं लगता
Amazing. Hari bol from Mataji. Hari bol. Wonderful, wonderful. So this is the, it's not only about Shravanam, है ना, मतलब आए सुने चले गए, आए सुने कोई सिनेमा हॉल का सीन्स तो नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे कि सुने और चले गए कुछ in your life we have to do some anusaran, we have to follow. It's wonderful that small baby steps if we take also, it's great. Krishna sees, because I know that in our household activities everybody has some majburis, some challenges, I'm sure. Nobody will say that I am happy throughout my life. So in that kind of a situation you are able to do this, especially living in hostel or PG, it's amazing. And I know the PG culture in Bangalore, it's so holy, na? But you're managing, yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. Your good name again, Mataji? Mansi Mataji. That's okay. Anybody else would like to share? Yes, Mataji.
Last 2 weeks I was in Kolkata, except I'm now like this. I was in Kolkata for Durga Puja.
Ah, I didn't see you.
Yes.
Yes.
I was not there. So but I attended your session on so I actually, went to Durga Pandal beside my house, and then it is my in-laws house actually. I'm a Bangalorean, South Indian. I got involved in Durga Mata, festivities, the preparation of this thing. I felt very good. Where everybody was, getting tired of all these, making all the preparation, but I was enjoying it. So
You're enjoying when others were getting tired.
yeah.
Fantastic. I think this is another great, I would say, you can come forward for others to give place in the backside. Thank you. So this is another good, I would say, trait, Mataji, that once you connect with Krishna, then बोझ आपको बोझ नहीं लगता वो, है ना, वो मतलब material service you will do, it will look like a load, बोझ, but Krishna के लिए जब आप सर्विस करते हो तो लगता है कुछ है ही नहीं, you will feel so blessed, as Mataji nicely explained. And of course Durga Devi, as we call, she's again none other than Maya Devi, right? So she is the पहरेदार of the Durg, we call it. So कृष्णा के पास वो तभी उन्हीं को अलाउ करती हैं जो कृष्ण को प्रिय हैं, है ना, जो मटेरियल इस दुर्ग में रहना चाहते हैं, दुर्गा माँ उनको वहीं रखती हैं. So again sometimes we pray to Durga for our material benefits, we pray to Shiva for material benefits, but then again we know that material benefits are very temporary and finicky in nature. What you think will give you happiness is a no guarantee. Sometimes we ask for promotion, that we should become director, senior director, VP, CEO. तो उस दिन तो पार्टी मनाते हैं जब प्रमोशन मिलता है, उसके बाद जो काम आता है ना, वाइफ से 6 महीने तक बात नहीं कर पाएंगे, इतने रगड़ते हैं कंपनी वाले, है ना. इट्स सो पॉलिटिकल. सो बी केयरफुल व्हाट यू आस्क. Of course, based on your physiological conditioning, if you are capable, why not? Then please go ahead, but make sure that bhakti is in the center, even if you are doing whatever activity. So thank you, Mataji, wonderful. I could have heard more, I would love to, but again, Prabhuji will look at me like, Prabhuji, time देखिए क्या मतलब चलते रहेगा क्या नहीं? So both all the Prabhujis are there, so I have to be fast. I'm bad at that. So very good. So regular worship, chanting. How many of you have started to chant? Raise hand. Fantastic, wonderful. Hari bol. And how many of you are planning to chant? Raise hand. अरे इतना क्यों? Shoulder pain? It's okay. अरे there is nothing like chanting, not chanting. First of all, your attending is very important, and your thinking to chant is also important, है ना? But I am sure that if you continue to attend, automatically you will take mala and chant one day. You cannot resist. Guaranteed, you cannot resist. बहुत, I mean, I'll copy one of the Prabhuji's lecture. आप लोग तो फंस गए, बहुत जोर से फंस गए आप लोग, आना नहीं चाहिए था इधर, है ना, फंस गए. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गया ना, आपको अगर इसका चैंटिंग का टेस्ट लग गया ना तो बाहर कोई टेस्ट नहीं पसंद आएगा. अब तो फंस गए. फंसने क्या, डूब जाइए इसमें, फिर जस्ट get drowned in this. There is nothing called फंसना. कृष्ण के लिए कोई फंसता है क्या, है ना? So there is no, so if not Krishna then Maya, if not Maya then Krishna, है ना? Shadow और brightness, बस यही दो है. कहाँ जाना है आपको, माया की तरफ या कृष्णा की तरफ? तो बस आगे बढ़िए. That's all as simple. So why inhibition and why restriction? Put your step forward, and you will feel those kind of bliss. Mataji started putting a wonderful, auspicious place for Lord. When Mataji did service for Durga Devi, then she felt like there was no tiring, she was not getting tired, right? And so on and so forth. And Prabhuji started doing early morning puja. Fantastic. These are like inspirational stories. यहाँ बैठ के इधर क्या देख रहे हैं? स्टोरीज आपके अगल बगल चारों तरफ है. जब आप प्रसादम खाने जाइए तो एक दूसरे से पूछिए कि इज समथिंग चेंजिंग इन योर लाइफ, यू नो, हैव कृष्ण कथा, हैव दोस काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशंस, एंड दैट विल बी इंस्पिरेशनल. हरि बोल. सो क्लीननेस इज नेक्स्ट टू गॉडलीनेस. स्वच्छपन रखना जरूरी है घर में. वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट दिस. एंड वेयर विल लक्ष्मी जी कम? आई डिडंट नो दैट बिफोर आई जॉइन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस. खाली लक्ष्मी जी का रखा हुआ था कि पैसे आते रहे मेरे पास. Later on I realized, oh, Krishna is the only Lakshmi can come. Hare Krishna.
साउथ इंडिया में तो बालाजी को शायद इसी वजह से पूछते हैं.
कम से कम पूछते तो हैं. That is important. All right. Suffering, we all have gone through suffering, and we have gone through various topics. Its causes are attachment, attitude of comparison, fear of failure, committing sinful activities, wrong acts, है ना? This was the last session we had understood. What are different kind of karmas? है ना? तो सकर्मा और विकर्मा तो सबको समझ में आ गया होगा, पाप एंड पुण्य. But akarma was something which was, I hope most of us must have faced newly. So it is actually inaction. That is when you serve the Lord, तो neither good reaction nor bad reaction. Because इस दुनिया में फंसना नहीं है. Good भी करेंगे तो भी फंसेंगे, bad भी करेंगे तो भी. We have to get out of the cycle of birth and death. There is another famous saying like, do you want to take birth in another womb of another mother and go through nursery, KG, tuitions, पिताजी का cane, है ना, IIT, NEET, job, husband, wife, marriage. You want to take birth again? No. Yeah. Inaction then. No action. Don't do any action which leads to another birth. That is called akarma. है ना? And so that's how the recap was till now of last 6 sessions, 5 or 6 sessions. So today is 6th session. So today we are going to talk on a very important topic called importance of guide. All right. So agenda wise, what we'll touch today? Do I need a guide? Our attitude. Am I ready to accept help from someone? Our attitude. Different kinds of guides. We will talk about characteristic of real guru, Vaishnav Sampradaya, very important, Prabhuji Mataji. This will be a very knowledgeable aspect. And then about Srila Prabhupada. Who better than Srila Prabhupada? And then practical tips. All set? We'll start. सब प्रसादम खा लिया आप लोग? बीच में भूख नहीं लगेगी? Where is बच्चा पार्टी प्रभुजी? Upstairs? बच्चा नहीं दिख रहा है? Upstairs. Okay, nice. If kids are there, then it will look very different environment. All right. So, do I need a guide? Question to all of you: do you need a guide? Yes. What kind of guide? बड़ा ही अच्छा word सुन ले, spiritual. Yes. Let's talk material first. Yes. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Or you say whatever you want.
Someone who shows us path.
Very good. Someone who shows us path. Okay. What else? Huh? Giving direction to our goals. Okay. Very good. Motivation. Inspiring. है ना? कृष्णा से That is the ultimate answer. All right. Who knows the way and shows the way? Shows the way. Knows the way and shows the way. है ना? Fantastic. So I think all of you have the right ingredients to understand today's session. है ना? You are in a good mood, good satobhav to understand that what actually guide is all about. Fantastic. Okay. Next question is, who is the person in knowledge? Can you define it? Who is the person in knowledge? Experience. एक्सपीरियंस तो मुझे मारने का भी है बहुत लोगों को. एक्सपीरियंस इन व्हाट?
Who knows he has traveled through the path that
ट्रैवल टू व्हाट पाथ?
through the path that he will show us the path, right? So he knows that path.
व्हाट पाथ?
Spiritual.
स्पिरिचुअल, भक्ति पाथ. आप लोग तो अल्टीमेट आंसर दिए जा रहे हो, तो बीच में कुछ है ही नहीं फिर. लेट्स रैप अप द सेशन.
Person who want to learn,
यस प्रभु.
who still want to learn and know that he doesn't.
Okay. Yeah. See, who knows the path, who still wants to learn, who is knowledgeable, this and that, right? We talk about that. But actually, you will be surprised to know that who is the person in knowledge. The person in knowledge is very, very important ingredients, Prabhuji Mataji. Who has control on the senses and whose character is, that is the person in knowledge. Otherwise, we call them what? Subject matter experts in material language. But they are not knowledgeable. है ना? They are experts in. एक चीज को आप बहुत बार करते हो तो आप एक्सपर्ट हो जाते हो. एक पढ़ाई को बहुत बार करोगे तो आप, है ना? और किन्हीं के पास अगर स्वीकृति रहती है, they just read. I remember in my college there was one friend of mine. He had this small notebook, okay, and I had this like big notebooks I used to write. And when semester exams used to come of engineering, I was like day in and out. I was like ratifying, mugging and everything. And that guy used to open that small book, 15 minutes, half an hour, done. And used to get distinction or second topper of this. And then roam around each room and say, तो हाँ हो गया क्या? मेरा तो हो गया. Like हाँ कैसे हो गया? हाँ यार हो गया. पढ़ने how did you complete it? No, I have not studied much. And then he used to score. I'm like, I always used to scratch my, how the heck this guy scores, and I am like putting my head and tail into it, but I am not able to score to that level. बड़ी मुश्किल से distinction आता है. Then I realized after coming to Krishna conscious after 20 years, again I met my friend again. He is in Amazon in Japan. He is working, and then I realized, and I asked him again the same question. I was like, somehow when I opened here, I used to see once and grasp it. No, that is Swikriti. भगवान वो पूर्व जन्म का कुछ होता है, you know, children just pick up like that, and when some people are struggling, it's also about the skill, X and Y skill. Sometimes we are forced to a wrong skill which we are not meant for. आप अच्छे गायक होंगे लेकिन आपको पढ़ाई में लगा दिया गया क्योंकि इंजीनियर पे ज़्यादा स्कोप है. We all of us have faced this challenge in our life. So that person might be very good at that what he did, and he was lucky that was studies. So but that is not knowledge, right? That is not actually knowledge. Knowledge is about sense control and character. So we'll talk about some shloka quoted by Chanakya. Okay, so what Chanakya says is, मातृवत् परादरेषु पराद्रव्येषु लोस्त्रवत् आत्मावत् सर्वभूतेषु यः पश्यति स पंडिता. So he is a wise man who sees the wives of other as his mother, the wealth of others like clod of earth, यानी मिट्टी के समान, and all beings as his own self. Hindi also there is an impact. सदैव दूसरे की पत्नी को अपनी माँ की तरह समझना चाहिए, सदैव दूसरे के धन को मिट्टी के समान समझना चाहिए और सभी को अपने जैसे ही समझना चाहिए. जो ऐसा आचरण करता है वही सच्चा पंडित यानी ज्ञानी है. That is why we call all of you Mataji, है ना? Other than wife, we have to treat all the women as our mother. Very important. If we do not treat, जो बोलते हैं बड़ी दीदी छोटी दीदी this and that, no, we have to treat them as mother. Also, as Chanakya Pandit is mentioning, what? दूसरों के धन पे आंख गड़ा के नहीं रखना चाहिए. No matter how, you know, comparison, remember those examples? No matter how much is coming to you, our nazar is on the other side only. उसको और ज़्यादा मिल गया, नींद क्यों नहीं आ रही ना? How come he can get more than me? यार, I have to earn more than him again. So दूसरों के धन को मिट्टी के समान समझना चाहिए, है ना? That is knowledge. And then सबको अपने जैसा ही समझना चाहिए. If you think you are your favorite in front of mirror, then treat everybody like that only, है ना? Oh, for ourselves we think we are becharas. For others we start finger pointing. Tuck tuck tuck. No, Why can't we be compassionate to others also, like we are compassionate to ourselves? And that actually is a real Pandit, real Jnani. Okay? Okay, so there is an example. What you can make out of this picture? You know about Ashwathama? When Mahabharata was at its end stage, what he did? He thought of killing all the Pandavas. रात के अंधेरे में चुपके से, what kind of courage is this now? I mean, he was like son of Dronacharya, one of the greatest warrior. And what he did, he came peeping in the tent, and he thought that 5 Pandavas were sleeping. Took the sword and chop off their head, all 5. To realize later, actually, when Pandavas were not actually Pandavas, they were the sons of Draupadi. So when Draupadi saw and Pandavas, they got very furious, of course, and they caught hold of Ashwathama. Arjun caught hold of him. Krishna was also there. And then what Draupadi did? If you were in her place, what you would have done? मार देते ना, छोड़ते नहीं. 5 बच्चों को उड़ा दिया, उनकी कोई गलती नहीं थी. But Draupadi said that actually Bhima was like all ferocious, that he has to be killed. Everybody was ferocious, but Draupadi said ki let him go. Can you imagine? Let him go. Why? Because he is also a son of another mother, Kripi. कृपाचार्य की बहन थी ना कृपी, वो द्रोणाचार्य से शादी की हुई थी. तो अगर ये इकलौता बेटा, if he goes away, then what will happen to Kripi, his mother? So thinking everybody as mother, तो उसके लिए द्रौपदी ने कहा let him go. You see the kind of character they displayed. Can we do that in Kali Yuga? बच्चे को एक उंगली भी कोई छू दे आज, टीचर एक छप्पड़ मार देता है, तो फिर सारे पेरेंट्स स्कूल पहुंच जाते हैं. आपने मेरे बच्चे को मारने की कोशिश कैसे की? और पहले ये नहीं, आप ये बताइए मुझे, है ना? Those kind of complaints parents do. But that is the real knowledge, right, which actually was displayed by Draupadi. All right. Equal vision of self-realized person. Very important shloka, Prabhuji Mataji. Please repeat after me. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini suni chaiva swapake cha pandita samadarshana. If one of you Mataji side can read translation. Start. It's in English.
The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater.
Now, equal vision. Somebody is eating a dog, and somebody is in the temple praying. Will you see with equal vision? Facial expression will change, na? Seeing the dog eater. Look at the benchmark of real knowledgeable person. What does Gita say? Pandita Samadarshana. Equal vision for all. कहाँ से लाएंगे? How biased we are. Black and white. है ना? South Indian, North Indian. West India, India, Pakistan. है ना? My son, my relative son, my daughter, my relative daughter, my husband, their husband. Everywhere we have discrimination. Pandita Samadarshana. Forget about animals. Let's see another example. If you see, actually, spiritual vision, we call it equal treatment for all. That means, if you have a dog, right? You see a dog, you treat it as a dog, but actually you should treat the dog in such a way. What you can do with dog? Can you call the dog in the house and give a Bhagavad Gita recitation to the dog? So फिर not equal, na? You can give dog Krishna Prasadam so that he can go back to Godhead. Offer Krishna Prasadam to the Lord and give it to the dog. Similarly, if a Brahman wants to recite Bhagavad Gita, please call him and hear to Bhagavad Gita. So he can also go back to Godhead and we also. So be it dog or be it a Brahmana, equal vision for both. Now that is the benchmark of the knowledge. Having an equal treatment for all. Why? Because We are not this body, है ना? Dog's body, elephant's body, dog eater's body, Brahman's body, priest's body, all these are temporary in nature. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Be it anybody in that 84 lakh species we talked about last session, we are all part and parcel of. जब part and parcel कृष्णा के हैं तो अलग अलग लेंस से क्यों देख रहे हैं हम? है ना? अलग अलग लेंस से क्यों देख रहे हैं? Because we think we are always body. By default, our nature is that we are body. So we have to actually say Aham Brahmasmi, है ना? That we are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, all these things are important philosophy-wise, but how to follow and achieve this is also the key. It's not like you go out of this place and you start following it. Our dog, Prabhuji Danvat, she dog, Mataji Danvat. It's not that way. It has to come from heart. It has to come of heart, and it's a journey. It's not a flip कि ऐसे की और flip हो गए और बन गए. ये पूरी जिंदगी इसमें लगानी पड़ती है प्रभु जी माता जी. You want to really elevate yourself to next level. This is what it is. Else what is that? You said suffering. Why me? Why pain? Why? Because we discriminate, hence we suffer. If we treat everybody equally, then suffering will automatically reduce. And if you didn't get promoted this year, rather than pinpointing at your boss, you say like it's my karma, maybe something was not missing in me, hence I didn't. Your suffering will be less. Rather than pinpointing towards boss, let's work towards my gap, because that is in my control, I can work on it. But why to keep blaming and saying that company change kar lete hain because I know, politics. Not that way. All right. Another shloka, very important shloka of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, shloka number 67. Please repeat after me. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano anu vidyate tat asya harti prajnam vayu navam ivam bhasi. Prabhuji, translation please.
As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence.
Yeah. इस श्लोका को ना आप गांठ बांध के रख लीजिए. You should tie like, to your waist like this. No matter how intelligent we become, no matter how prakand we become, roaming senses, एक हवा का झोंका, entire intelligence can go for the toss. Remember we talk about, that weak moment in my life where I shouted, that weak moment in my life where actually I did ill things. Otherwise, 24/7 we were so-called intelligent. Let's give with a set of examples. There's lot of examples in Mother Nature which you can associate with and take inspiration from. Look at this. See, deer is actually very, very furtila janwar, very fast, very swift. But it has its one weak link, roaming sense. What is that? It gets attached to sweet sounds. So when hunter actually attracts him by starting melodious music, वो उसका weakness है. If he plays melodious music, deer gets enchanted and he is caught. Other one is bees. You know how satark the bees are, how alert they are? But what they do, they get attracted to the fragrance of the flower. And you know that dangerous carnivorous flower in your 8th, 9th you had read? Like this? Pitcher plant. Thank you, Mate. Wonderful biology. You're good. So pitcher plant. So bees goes and then the plant, the flower closes its mouth. And then the bee dies in that. Because it was so attracted to that fragrance. One moment of weakness. What is the other example we have? We have is fish. The desire for eating, that bait which fisherman puts in the pond or in the river, swimming nicely in the bottom of the river or ocean, and the fisherman puts the bait and ek lalach, one weak moment, life is gone. What else? Insects. Famous we have seen during studies in my village and all, that insect, with that fly. Light is there, they know that they will die, they will get burnt, and they keep on getting attracted to the light. What kind of nasha and intoxication is that? Moment of weakness, and they die also. They are seeing all my other friends are dying, still they keep on going towards that light. What is that? हमारे साथ वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. पता है कि अगर हम लोग मोबाइल देखेंगे, नेटफ्लिक्स ओपन करेंगे, उस समय वापस नहीं आएगा. We have actually lost our association with Krishna because we dipped ourselves in mobile so much. We know ना कि ज़्यादा मोबाइल देखेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम होगा, like that insect. फिर भी छोड़ते हैं. That nasha. Now you know, suddenly must have, oh, that foolish insect. अरे बाबा, when everybody is like falling, then he should have thought ना, he should have, you know, backtracked. आप बड़ा backtrack करते हो मोबाइल से, पकड़ के रखे हुए. कहाँ गया? Yes, there it is. मेरे भी है. मोबाइल देवता की जय, सारे दुखों का कारण. ये अगर चला जाए, आई एम श्योर आप में से कई लोग 16 राउंड चैंटिंग शुरू कर देंगे आज ही. हरे कृष्णा. All of us are struggling, and Corona has kind of triggered it so much to the next level. See, these are like sign of Kali Yuga. I thought TV is the killer. It's a idiot box, we call it. This is like a super killer. I don't know next is what, with AI and everything coming. So yes, there are, it's all Krishna's energy. So if you use it properly, like we are using for live telecast, then it's fantastic. But we use for so many other things, right? So then it becomes a bane than a boon. So देखिए प्रभु जी माता जी इसको कैसे अपने लाइफ से करना है. So sometimes when we are chanting, then we should put this away in the other room, and we should switch it off. And the best way to, if you have children, then you tell them कि मैं chant कर रहा हूँ बेटा, देखो कि मैं मोबाइल ना छूँ. And then they will, you know, कि जैसे कि आप chant करते एक तरफ मोबाइल देखते हैं, ये कैसा पूजा है? And that will pinch you, and then you will kind of backtrack. So it's good. We talk about critiques, right? So the wife and the children are your best critique. They are your best friends or husband. Keep them closer so that they will keep you grounded. You know, they will keep us grounded. औकात में रखेंगे, then we can progress. और जो friends होते हैं ना, fair weather friends, अरे यार तुम्हारे क्या कहने, senior director VP और क्या चाहिए, boss, let's go and have some drinks. बच के रहिए, जो आपकी लगातार बड़ाई करते रहते हैं. So even though you like it, but it's not a, it's like too much sugar leads to diabetes. You have to be careful. All right. हाँ, another one is elephant, Prabhuji Mataji. So sense of touch. So hunter uses some trappings for male elephant. What it does? Actually, it puts female elephant in the front. तो फीमेल एलिफेंट को देख के इतना मंत्रमुग्ध हो जाता है. इट्स लाइक रनिंग बिहाइंड इट, रनिंग, एंड देयर इज अ पिट इन बिटवीन, एंड इट फॉल्स इन द पिट, gets caught, and then he becomes a circus elephant. What it becomes? Circus elephant. So the point is this, that all these creatures get drawn towards their death by one of their senses, roaming senses. What then will be the fate of a human being who enjoys the object of all the five senses? यहाँ तो एक सेंस में फंस गए हम लोग के, तो all five senses are into, क्या बोलते हैं, all the five fingers in the ghee, पांचों उंगली घी में मजे ले रहे हैं, डूबे हुए हैं, हर सेंस को एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. Eyes, nose, tongue, ear, touch, everything we are trying to enjoy. Then what will happen to us? So Shri Krishna wants Arjuna through that shloka, the power of these senses lead the mind astray, पूरे mind की को हलवा बना देता है. Another way to see is some flow charts, right? Or what do you call that? Sequential workflow in computer language. So if you see these are sense objects. You see a beautiful car, a beautiful girl, a beautiful guy, and then you start contemplating and you get attached to it. That attachment leads to lust. But of course, most of us don't get it, right? Some of us only get it. When we don't get it, then we become what? Angry, all red face. And that leads to what? Bewilderment, confusion, which again leads to loss of intelligence. When you are angry and you make decisions during your angry phase, is it a right decision?
No.
And you so much repent that ऐसा क्यों कर दिया यार, बच्चे को मारना नहीं चाहिए था. What happened to me that time? So loss of intelligence, which leads to wrongdoings, and then you see this person, he's falling down. Then you fall down, है ना? So that's where the roaming senses to be controlled is very important. If you don't control, तो हश्र हमारा सिर नीचे पैर ऊपर, that way it will be. Okay. So, the point Mataji is exposure and Prabhuji, exposure. है ना? Why actually we should get exposed to it? Let me put another diagram in front of us before that. What choice do we have is a question, which is, you look at this diagram, visible? Okay. Now, what is the moment, suppose this person is going to commit suicide by jumping in the ocean. Where is that moment in which you can stop him? Where in this picture, where you can stop him? I know. Before he is committed to it, before he is exposed to it. So in your life, when we are doing anything wrong, there is always a chance, there is always a moment where you can be in control, you can make a decision not to go ahead. है ना? Because once you commit like him, वो हवा में देख रहे हैं, 4-5 दिख रहे हैं आपको, वहां से कंट्रोल हो सकता है क्या? माइंड अगर चाहिए, oh why did I jump, तो like what do you call that, the pigeon is out of the cage already, right? Hard to control. It happened with some of our great celebrities also. All of us know him, Mahatma Gandhi. See, entire, in I think 1948 it was, I guess, after independence, entire nation was looking towards him. He was a leader for India. And he was told by his close friends that do not go in the meeting in Delhi. Somebody can attack you, kill you. What he did? He didn't listen. That was a chance not to get exposed, that moment. Because so much at stake, right, with him and nation. India, Pakistan, division and all that stuff. But he didn't listen. He gave to a deaf ear, he went. And what happened after that? He got shot. Hai So the point is, Prabhuji Mataji, that the roaming sense we call, it can happen to greatest of people also. Even though you find them great, but one moment of weakness, right, ill decision can lead to catastrophe. Another example is of Vibhishan and Ravana. Vibhishan told Ravana. How many times he told in Ravana's darbar? That don't, Sita Mai is Ram's wife, chaste wife. Please do not go ahead and do it. I am telling you, it's not a right thing to do. Did Ravan pay any heed to Vibhishan? If that moment Ravan would have listened, what would have happened? He would have been alive and he would have been one of the greatest kings. Because he was also a Shastri, right? Ravan, we show demons with teeth and everything, but he was one of the most beautiful person. Opulent, he was Shastri, he knew a lot of so-called Gyan, but his problem was weakness for woman. Right? Anybody whom he likes, he used to pick up. That was his weakness. Hence, that roaming sense was not in control, called lust, which led to the downfall of entire family, not only him, entire Rakshasa family. So, to err is human, we say. We can also commit errors. So, Prabhuji Mataji, even if we are so great, so great, one roaming sense can lead to our downfall. Do you think that we should look to accept some help from somebody, or you think that we can be in control? No, we don't need anybody's help in our life. I am great. Do you think you need help or you don't need help? You need help, है ना? सबसे पहले तो our attitude should be that we need help. Huh? Why should I take help? I have money in the bank. I am the greatest. I don't have to take help. I am good. ये attitude नहीं होना चाहिए. सबसे पहले the attitude to surrender should be there. To take help should be there. Let's see. So, who better than example of Arjuna? Arjuna, when we think of Arjuna, he is known for self-control. I'll give one example. You know Urvashi? You see in this picture, Urvashi is talking to Arjuna. So if we think about damsel beauties in planet Earth, sometimes we get misled. You can't imagine how beautiful the Apsaras in heaven is. Okay, I mean literally, if they come here, it's very hard to control the senses if we are not devotees. Urvashi came to Arjun, right, to misle him. But Arjuna's self-control was such that he didn't pay any heed to him. He said that you are like my mother. And she got very angry. And what she did? Shrap de diya, which actually for devotee even shrap is a boon. How? He became Brihannala, right? That inanch. But because of which 1 year of incognito, remember that Duryodhana asked, because of that shrap he could, it worked with Pandavas. You know? So, but the point here is Arjuna was very self-controlled warrior. Other thing is also he had great respect for elders. See, Arjun on his own could have taken right decisions. He was so intelligent. But he was always following what his elders were telling. Okay, very respectful to elders. For example, when Yudhishthir said to play that, what is that, gamble, jua. I am sure that Pandavas, some of them must have had different ideas. आज के टाइम में भैया अगर बोलेंगे आपके, हे अनुज आओ मेरे साथ जुआ खेलो, या आप गलत जा रहे हो भैया, मैं तो नहीं जा रहा, आप जाइए, मेरी फैमिली है. Will not say like that, right? But for Yudhishthir, Arjuna was committed, right? As he was the elder. Now we can question this and that, but what we are saying is respect for elders. Other thing was, yes, Mataji?
वो जो जुड़ा हुआ उसमें तो फिर अच्छी चीजें नहीं हुई, फिर उसके बाद तो सीरीज ऑफ बैड थिंग्स.
Yes. So the point is, Mataji, that again, Arjuna with so many great traits, my point is this, that still the roaming sense, right? While the respect of elders was there, but you should have a lens to make a decision. If a woman is getting insulted, then what kind of respect is meant in that way? Then that's not the truth. That is not the right way to look at. Right? So we should accordingly take decisions. Other one is Arjuna's meditation to shoot the target. Once what happened that Arjuna was sleeping in Dronacharya's ashram. Suddenly from Rasoi he heard some tun-tun awaj. There was all darkness. Then he went and he saw that in a very dedicated way, our Mr. Vrikodhar, Bhima, was going in kitchen and nicely eating food in the midnight, 2 o'clock. Then he saw the dedication of Bhima. He said, Matlab, everybody is sleeping, but he's so dedicated for food that he is totally concentrated. And then he thought that, shame on me. If in the dark he can go and find food and eat, my dedication is towards shooting. Can't I shoot in the dark the targets? Then he took the bow and arrow and started shooting in the dark and started practicing. See, such kind of control, such kind of intelligence, such kind of knowledge Arjuna had, you know. But Arjuna was knowledgeable, well-cultured, expert, very qualified, but he still got into trouble. हमारी आपकी क्या बिसात है फिर? What we are? He got into trouble, right? So knowledge and intelligence is good, but can be of little help while one is in trouble. So what happened was Arjuna required external help. So seeking help also is sign of maturity. It's not a sign of weakness. And we are giving Arjuna's example because a person so powerful, so intelligent, so self-controlled like him also needs help. Who are we? Why can't we take help? है ना? We should look. और इसमें कोई शर्म की बात नहीं है. इससे आपका वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको? हाँ, ईगो ना. ईगो मतलब चरमरा के गिर नहीं जाएगा. It's okay to take help. So another great shloka. Right? This was like what you call that? A pivot point in Bhagavad Gita. This shloka, recite after me and then we will talk about it. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava Prichhami tvam dharma sammura cheta Yashreha sya nishchitam bruhi tanme Sisyaste ham sadhimam tvam prapannam. Mataji, one of you can read.
Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for a certain what is best for me. Now I am a disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Yes. Before this shloka, Prabhuji Mataji, Arjuna was treating Krishna as friend. यारी दोस्ती में बातें चल रही थी. But as Krishna was speaking, Arjuna realized that I am done. Because Krishna was speaking something great. And he said, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. I am totally confused. I don't know what is right, what is wrong. What are the words using? See, it is like some highlighted words are there. I am confused. Now I am your disciple. Now Krishna is not friend anymore. Krishna has become Arjuna's guru. And Arjuna has become Krishna's disciple. And with that the word comes surrendered. Surrender क्या होता है पता है? वो surrender नहीं, वो बंदूक छोड़ के आत्मसमर्पण करते हैं वो कश्मीर में और हर जगह जो होता है. नो, surrender means totally surrender, not like one in hand one in bush. है ना, एक तरह ऐसे पकड़े हुए now I'm surrendered, लेकिन अगर कुछ गड़बड़ होता है I'll have my backup plan. No, complete surrender. So when Arjuna completely surrendered, this was the time where Krishna started reciting proper Bhagavad Gita, the philosophy. Okay, so the point is the self-controlled Arjuna, well-cultured Arjuna, expert Arjuna, the person like him is seeking help, and not help like time pass help कि आइए थोड़ा सा help कर दीजिए. Right? Complete surrender, 100% surrender. कृष्णा को पाना आसान नहीं है ना, ऐसे मिलावट वाला सरेंडर नहीं कर सकते. थोड़ा इधर भी देख रहे हैं मटेरियल और थोड़ा कृष्णा को भी देख रहे हैं, तो इससे कृष्ण नहीं मिलते हैं. सो कंप्लीट सरेंडर. सो अर्जुना अलाउड कृष्णा टू हेल्प. कृष्णा, यू समटाइम्स से ना, प्रभु जी भगवान किधर हैं? आई एम सफरिंग सो मच, वेयर इज लॉर्ड? Point is, Mataji, that we actually are not 100% surrendered for Lord to help. Krishna only came to help Arjuna when Arjuna opened the floodgate saying that I am surrendered. Our challenges are that we don't surrender. We keep one hand in bank account, right? One hand in our friend's shoulder, one leg on kid's shoulder. Then when everything, nothing works, then Krishna's thing. ऐसे में खाक कृष्णा मिलेंगे, खाक कृष्णा मिलेंगे. तो see, so here if we see, we have to give such privilege someone to correct us. The idea is that saying that I will always be perfect or I have to be perfect breaks us. It will not let us take help. है ना, कभी कभी इतने ईगो में रहते हैं कि बगल वाले से भी मदद नहीं लेते हैं कि कल जाकर के मुझे उनसे मदद लेनी पड़ेगी, वो मुझसे लेंगे. सो लेट्स लेट्स नॉट, आई विल बी इन माई ओन कोकून, माई ओन बबल. वी हैव टू डेवलप अ डिजायर टू बी हेल्प. वी कैन गो रॉन्ग. इफ आई एम करेक्टेड, आई एम द बेनिफिशियरी, हेंस आई शुड बी करेक्टेड. नथिंग रॉन्ग विथ इट. सो इन ऑर्डर टू सीक हेल्प, व्हाट शुड बी द मूड? What should be the mood? This is another milestone shloka. Please recite after me. This is chapter 4, shloka number 34, Bhagavad Gita ka. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनस् तत्त्वदर्शना. Prabhuji side, please read.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, slok 34.
Thank you, Prabhuji. What stops us from seeking help from gurus? Let's have little interaction. What stops us? Our attitude stops us. Why? What is the problem with the attitude?
We believe like we are perfect. We doesn't need any help from someone else.
पैसा है मेरे पास, हाय कोई जरूरत नहीं है किसी हेल्प की, मालूम? करेक्ट.
कभी डर लगता है,
हाँ,
कभी डर लगता है कि हम उनसे पूछेंगे तो
पूछेंगे तो क्या होगा?
पता नहीं क्या सोचेंगे हमारे
क्या सोचेंगे लोग, क्या सोचेंगे, है ना? हाँ, मतलब वो क्वालिफाइड है कि नहीं. अगर मैंने अपनी वीकनेस बता दी या समथिंग आई आस्क फॉर हेल्प, देन दे कैन मिस यूज अस. अब बात दूसरे किटी पार्टी में जाके बोलेंगे, पता है क्या पता चला मुझे, पढ़ा बोल रही थी कि बड़ी स्ट्रांग लेडी, अरे उसके घर में तो 4 प्रॉब्लम है, हस्बैंड तो 4 दिन से बात ही नहीं कर रहा है, पता ही मेरे को खुद से। हाँ, yeah, see, that's another one, wonderful. So look at the bold words here, Prabhuji Mataji, है ना. First of all, you have to learn about the truth, not material truth, है ना. उसके लिए काफ़ी ऑनलाइन सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. स्पिरिचुअल ट्रूथ थ्रू स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर, है ना. नाउ स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर पे बहुत डबल क्लिक्स होंगे. हाउ सबमिसिवली, सबमिसिवली, लेकिन सबमिशन कहाँ से आएगा जब वो दैट काइंड ऑफ हेजिटेशन विल बी देयर, है ना. सबमिशन कहाँ से, दैट काइंड ऑफ ईगो विल बी देयर. बट सबमिट, दैट द भावा हैज टू बी दैट वी हैव टू बी कंप्लीटली सबमिसिव एंड व्हाट, एंड रेंडर सर्विस. सिर्फ काम लेने के लिए सिर्फ जा रहे हैं, कुछ देना नहीं है क्या, है ना. व्हेन यू डू सेवा, in that only you get automatically answer. For example, I know there was a Prabhupada's guru, his name was His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhant Sai Thakur. There is a picture there also on the DT. So there was one person who came very strongly saying that I want to, do bhakti. Then so his Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhant Sai Thakur said that, okay, fine, yeah, sure, we can talk. Why don't you do one thing? In the backside, there's a lot of vessels. Can you just clean them up, and then we can talk? So he went and he started cleaning. So there were a lot of vessels. So half a day he cleaned, and then he came back, and then he asked that, okay, now you want to know what is bhakti? Then he said, I got the answer. Thank you. That vessel cleaning made him so much humble that he already knew that actually bhakti means humility, right? He came with a lot of ego. I am perfect. I want to do perfect bhakti, but I don't. So spiritual masters, the acharyas, actually know what is the right thing for us, right? So when they instruct, we should with faith follow submissively, and also render service like he rendered this service. Then automatically we get elevated. Our consciousness level scales up. Something more. This is a famous example. All of you know? बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. All right. So blind men touching the elephant, different parts of elephant. What they thought? Each part was the what do you call that? Tusk was thought to be a spear, bhala, right? The ear was thought to be फैन, है ना. गांव में फैन होता है ना, ऐसे वाला. एंड देन रोप वाज थॉट टू बी, टेल वाज थॉट टू बी रोप, एलिफेंट्स बॉडी वाज थॉट टू बी वॉल, एंड द लेग वाज थॉट टू बी ट्री, एंड द ट्रंक वाज थॉट टू बी अ स्नेक. सो दिस इज द नॉलेज वी गेन व्हेन वी आर आईज आर कवर्ड, है ना. सो हाउ आवर लिमिटेड नॉलेज लीड्स अस टू बिलीव दैट इज द होल ट्रूथ, बट एक्चुअली इट इज नॉट. Truth is something else. So if somebody else who was not blind, would have come and guided those blind people to say, Are Baba, these are not these things, it's actually elephant. External help, a guide, or somebody from outside is coming and telling. Otherwise, entire life will go with, that trunk is a snake. Ah, snake, right? It will bite me. No. So that's where help is needed. So every story has a learning. But to Mataji's point, we want to submissively surrender, we want to render service, लेकिन प्रभु जी आज तो कलयुग है. How to know to whom we are surrendering, they are also perfect or not? What if they do धोखा to us? प्रभु जी यहाँ तो मैं बिजनेस नहीं कर रहा हूँ ना, ये हार्ट टू हार्ट की बात है. If I am surrendering from heart and if that person ditches me, my heart will break. I will never be able to do that again. I'll be a cranky person my whole life. I'll make an impression of this so-called gurus. It is so right in today's time. So let's double click more and see what we can find. We have different kind of gurus, Prabhuji and Mataji. Now here the intelligence has to be used. We have something called free advice guru. Kya guru hai? I'll give one example, little acting I will do. Please watch out. When I used to go to my village in my childhood, there was a people tree. people tree or banyan tree, and that concrete around that was there, and then white dressed village gentlemen used to sit there. Okay, and then whole day they will sit there. And then if fortunately, unfortunately go and sit with them or just talk to them, then they will speak like this. आओ आओ बेटा बैठो, ऐसा है कि रोड देखो कितना खराब है, अरे सरकार तो कुछ नहीं करती है, कुछ नहीं करती है, एकदम बेकार है बेटा, हम बोल रहे हैं कि कुछ नहीं करती, इसलिए बहुत बेकार है, अरे सरकार से कुछ नहीं होगा, पिकदान का है पान कर दो, कुछ नहीं, नथिंग, कुछ नहीं होता. Whole day they will talk like this road is not good, the bulb is not lighting properly, but themselves they will not do anything, they will not suggest anything. Okay, if you try to take some job also, कहाँ जा रहे हो? Bangalore job. Bangalore? हाँ, अरे बर्बाद हो जाओगे, वहाँ तो ड्रिंक व्रिंक बहुत चलता है, आप अपने यंग बच्चा को बैंगलोर भेज रहे हैं, अरे गाँव में रखिए, बैंगलोर कहाँ भेज रहे हैं? हाँ, फ्री एडवाइस गुरुज, our special relatives. I am sure, how many of you have got free advices from your relatives? Raise hand. Family pandits. So nice, na? So empathetic, so compassionate. Free. And our free advice friends. Macha, you have not yet drunk? Life mein kiya? Somebody was telling me. So I met some of my friends, childhood friends, okay, so we wanted to meet. I told that, खाना पीना का पता नहीं कैसे करोगे, I'm a teetotaler, I don't drink, I don't eat onion garlic, I don't drink tea coffee, I don't drink whatever, right? So intoxication, this, that. Then what he replied, अरे तो जी कैसे रहे हो? भाई हुआ क्या तुमको? He was very sad for me. Free advice gurus, है ना? I don't know. Somehow but anyway. So I said that okay, can't come, but yeah. So just to show that they know things, free advice, no idea about the problem in hand, but plenty of comment to give. फंडे देंगे लेकिन पता नहीं है कोर में सॉल्व होगा कि नहीं. No qualification whatsoever. Not interested in our well-being. Very important point, है ना? You ask them, then they will be the first one to see your downfall. अच्छा, what happened? अरे he was working in that company. He lost his job. अरे बड़ा बुरा होगा. Ego boost. अरे मैं गांव में हूँ. So कि ना एटलीस्ट आई हैव अ जॉब ना एम्प्लॉइंग. उनका देखो जॉब चला गया, बड़ा बन रहे थे डायरेक्टर वगैरह, है ना? वही चीज़, इससे अच्छा है कि गांव में रहो, खुश रहो ना. फ्री एडवाइस, दे आर वेरी जेलस, एंड एज अ मैटर ऑफ सेल्फ ग्रेटिफिकेशन, इट्स लाइक अ ईगो बूस्टर. ओके, डोंट लिसन बट जस्ट स्पीक, यू नो, इट बूस्ट्स आवर ईगो दैट आई एम समथिंग. सो टेक माई एडवाइस, आई डोंट यूज इट एनी वे. सो आई हैव प्लेंटी टू गिव. So again, so these are the kind of gurus we have to filter. What is another guru? Very, very dangerous. Today's time, Prabhuji, Mataji, exploiting gurus we call. Actually, if you see, all of you are here. I see Matajis, I see Prabhujis, right? The room is filled. All of you are here. The religion, the Sanatan Dharma is so powerful that it can actually change the wave and wave of people in the entire society. But if it is used in a negative way, it can be the most dangerous. Hence, you find lot of so-called show bottle gurus knowing that how powerful this is, right? We have to be very careful, Prabhuji, Mataji, because we are emotional people. We are pained people. We have a lot of weaknesses. Nobody hears us. Everybody expects from us. When we are young, we have to work, we have to give money, we have to keep showing our output, so on and so forth. We want to find some way where somebody listens to us. And that buddy is actually somebody who is a sense gratifier. For example, if somebody says, I am a God man, right? Everything starts from me, emanates from me. But I have never read Bhagavad Gita, not required. I know everything. Be watchful. Be watchful, right? If it is not coming in parampara, if it's not coming in disciplic succession, it's like it starts with me, ends with me. Be watchful. We have seen people being miserly, saying that when Mataji says that प्रभु जी मेरे को promotion नहीं मिल रहा है, अच्छा कौन से कलर का सॉक्स पहनती हैं आप? एक मिनट, ग्रीन? हाँ ग्रीन, कल से ब्लैक पहनिए. अरे we have to be careful. Other thing is like प्रभु जी पैसे नहीं आ रहे हैं. Then they say okay, in your drawer 10,000 की गड्डी रखिए, every day just keep पूजा to it. वो 10,000 10 लाख एकदम हो जाएगा. Bless ऐसे करके. Very very dangerous, right? It might give some kind of titillation in some way or the other. See, there are a lot of mystics also, right? Somebody can eat the bottle pieces in the mouth. You can't. So they are a little more mystical of sorts. They have some special power. Special power तो रावण के पास भी था. That didn't make him a guru, na? So we see that somebody is more magical, more mystical, and we think, oh, he is better, so he is a guru. That is a very dangerous approach. It's like so the punchline is what? In today's God man, you give me cash, I'll give you ash. है ना? यही punchline. So we have to be careful from these dhongi gurus. Because we know for the fact that a lot of people do not go in the spiritual pathway because of these kind of gurus which we have in the society. इन्होंने हमारे tradition को मटमैला कर दिया है. And especially our so-called showbiz, our TV channels. When you talk about Babaji, what suddenly comes in mind? I mean, yeah, I will not name people, Prabhuji Mataji, but suddenly the Babajis mean they show Babaji means garbad. Is it like this actually? Now I am going to talk about the real characteristics of Guru, which we should filter and watch Prabhuji Mataji and then take a call. Don't just be blind sighted. होता है ना आँख में पट्टी बांध के अरे मुझसे ज़्यादा मिस्टिकल लग रहे हैं, मुझसे ज़्यादा एलोक्वेंट स्पीकर हैं, मुझसे ज़्यादा अच्छा बोलते हैं, तो ये तो गुरु हो गया, है ना? और जब से आए हैं ना, प्रमोशन मिल रहा है, झगड़ा नहीं हो रहा है, so he is a guru. Some in ISKCON, for example, when people come, it is told that, oh, you have to do chanting, and you have to stop eating meat. You have to do sort of a tapasya only, sacrifice. Go to some other place, they will say, first and foremost, आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Nothing you have to do. Everything I will do. You do as it is. I will pray for you. I will chant for you. I will not eat meat for you. But you will get same output as you are getting somewhere else. आप क्या चूज करोगे? बढ़िया है यार, वो तो cool है, क्या चाहिए? यही तो चाहिए. तो प्रभु जी, coming here, there is a lot of austerity. Rather I go to that shop, I am getting a lot of freedom. Really? You think that's how you'll get Krishna? So you have to be very watchful, right? What we choose, what we don't choose. Again, so who is actually supposed to be the real guru? Let's talk about it. First of all, real guru should be our well-wisher. Well-wisher, है ना? वो अपना pocket गरम ना करे. He should be our well-wisher. He should be compassionate. Heart से आना चाहिए. वो दिखेगा. You will feel it that it's coming from heart. है ना? Not exploitative. आपको मिसयूज नहीं कर रहे हैं. लास्ट टाइम कितना दिया प्रभु जी आपने? 10,000. ज़्यादा ज़्यादा 20,000 रुपये दे दीजिए. कल्याण करे आपका भगवान. एक्सप्लॉयटेटिव नहीं होना है ना? आपको देना है तो आपके हार्ट से आना चाहिए. There should not be a forcing function कि ये करना ही है, ये देना ही है, ऐसे होना ही चाहिए. Last but not the least, selfless. He should not have anything for himself. Like in our old days, in Satyuga, Dwapar, Treta Yuga, we had Brahmanas. You know that Mahamantris or Brahmanas who were beside the king, they were selfless. वो अपने घर पे रहते थे, एक झोपड़ी में रहते थे. They never had anything on for their own. They only used to give knowledgeable advice to the kings to run the kingdom. But they were themselves selfless. They were very intelligent, very sharp. But never, they used to beg alms. है ना, अपना खाना पीना चाहिए. Like Dronacharya. He used to go to different places to get food, but he was so intelligent. He was such a warrior. वो चाहते तो नहीं ले आते. but he never misused his power. He followed as per his varna. So characteristic of real guru, again we'll quote through shloka Prabhuji Mataji. Please repeat after me. Titikshava karuna karunika Sruhidha sarvadehinam Ajata satrava santa Sadhava sadhubhushana. Mataji side please, one of you read translation.
The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies, he is peaceful, he abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam, and how we read this? Canto number 3, chapter number 25, shloka number 21. That's how you read it. Fantastic shloka again, very very pertinent points Prabhuji Mataji. What are the characteristics of the guru? अगर आप गुरु ढूंढ रहे हैं, you have to choose these characteristics. First of all, he should be tolerant, है ना, बर्दाश्त करने की ताकत होनी चाहिए. Tolerant, he should be merciful. He should be friendly to all living entities. ये नहीं कि कोटा सिस्टम, यहाँ अच्छा नहीं. More focus on Prabhuji, less focus on Mataji, vice versa. He should have no enemies. उनके enemies हो सकते हैं, but he should think he has no enemies. He should be peaceful, and very important Mataji, a guru is the one who abides by not our own, I don't need to read Bhagavad Gita because I know it all. Can't be that way. You have to abide by scripture. And you know, right, how till last 5-6 sessions we have quoted shlokas, how relevant it is. When you quote through shloka, it becomes powerful knowledge. Else you give bhashan like that, big talks, motivational speech, this and that, it's like a leaking the honey from the outside of the bottle. Taste नहीं आएगा, खाली honey आएगा, दिखेगा, taste नहीं आएगा. So you have to genuinely find the right guru, है ना? What else is mentioned here? All his characteristics are sublime in nature, है ना? Sublime है, unique है, अलौकिक है. Another important shloka. So what else we should find in guru? Repeat after me. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam Jiva vegam udarupastha vegam Hitan vegan yo visheta dhira Sarvam api mam prithvivim sasisyat. Prabhuji side, one of you read.
A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
All. Nectar of Instruction, shloka number 1. There is a small book. Another very important distinguishing factors for who could be the guru who can make disciples all over the world. Who is that guru? What is the characteristic? A sober person, है ना? Sober, neat, sober person. Tolerate the urge to speak. Vach vega, है ना? Watch. चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, गंधर्व गिधारी की जय, नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, पंचतत्व की जय, छठ गोस्वामी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. So sober person, ये जो वाच वेगा है कि you know these days everybody has a problem of speaking, nobody has a proper listening skills जा चुके हैं. He should have the urge to hear, less to speak, and control on mind's demand, है ना? Anger control. Urges on this one line में क्या क्या आता है? Tongue, belly, genitals. These days if you see, gurus fall flat for what? Lusty desires, है ना? वहीं पे वो मात खा जाते हैं. इतना शोषण देखा हमने समाज में, इतना ज़्यादा कि मतलब it's like every news, every gully kuchi corner you find this kind of exploitation happening. Not only I would say adults, kids also, everywhere. Such kind of a pained scenario we see. But in Nectar of Instruction is clearly mentioned what? Control over all these aspects. Tongue, belly, genital. Tongue से ज़्यादा बोलना नहीं है, ज़्यादा खाना नहीं है, and then control over our senses in terms of not having illicit relationship. So now you are understanding what is the definition of guru. कल जाकर के कोई गुरु मिलेंगे सो कॉल आप फिल्टर करोगे, है ना. अगर आप इस पायदान पे वो अगर नहीं उतरते हैं, then you have to outrightly reject them, है ना. Not get misled, oh because he thinks he knows more than me so I should do dandvat. No, please, else you will be, it's like your entire spiritual life will get spoiled. So you have to be very sensitive on that. Now प्रभु जी आपने तो बता दिया कि ये चीज़ें सही है, ये चीज़ें गलत होती है. यहाँ पे कैसे पता चलेगा कि चीज़ें सही हैं? हाउ वी नो दैट हियर इन ISKCON थिंग्स आर राइट? वी डोंट हैव बोगस गुरुज, वी डोंट हैव गुरुज हु कैन माइजल अस. हाउ वी नो दैट? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड पर्टिनेंट पॉइंट. First and foremost, we will talk about Vaishnav Sampradaya. Now again a very important shloka. We will hear a lot more in future. Repeat after me. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsayo vidhu sakala neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Any of you can read?
The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita.
Chapter 4, Shloka number 2. So, the supreme science, Bhagavad Gita is supreme science, है ना? Please hear carefully. It was received through chain of disciplic succession. And I'll give example. So, millions and billions of years back, Bhagavad Gita was spoken actually, before Krishna spoke to Arjuna. You know? From sun god Vivaswan to Manu to Ishvaku and further. But in due course, that chain was broken. How the chain gets broken? When somebody starts speaking something else, doesn't speak as it is from the previous disciple, or in that sense the chain breaks. Then what happened? Then Lord Krishna had to come to this world and again restart reciting that supreme science called Bhagavad Gita, है ना? And that's how actually it was reincarnated or regenerated in this world for us people in Kali Yuga. Next shloka is little big, but Prabhuji again it will be an eye opener. Just be attentive. I know समय के साथ थोड़ा समय बढ़ता है तो what you call that, attention span reduces, but just shake yourself like this and be more alert, and let's jump again into the nectar of supreme science, Bhagavad Gita. All right, so I'll read this. It's little elaborated shloka. So Sampadaya vihina mantraste nishphala matha atha kalau bhavishyanti chatvara sampradayina Shri Brahma Rudra Shanaka Vaishnava Siti Pavana Shatvarsate kalau bhavya yuk kale purushottamat Ramanujam Shri Svichakre Madhavacharyam Chaturmukha Shri Vishnu Vaminam Rudro Nivibhattiyam Chatushana. Verse from Padma Puran. Now this is very important and I'll show through diagram also and you'll understand better. All the mantras which have been given to disciples is not in an authorized sampradaya are fruitless. Authorized sampradaya में कोई भी मंत्र आता है तो that is fruitless. Therefore in Kali Yuga there will be 4 bona fide sampradayas. Each of them were inaugurated by Sri Devi and known as Sri Sampradaya, Lord Brahma known as Brahma Sampradaya, Lord Rudra known as Rudra Sampradaya, and 4 Kumaras known as Shanakadi Sampradaya or Kumar Sampradaya also we say. Sri Devi made Ramanucharya the head of that lineage. So too Lord Brahma appointed Madhavacharya, Lord Rudra appointed Vishnu Swami, and 4 Kumaras chose Nimbaditya for Sri Nimbakacharya. So I will show through this nice diagram. So Prabhuji Mataji, from Krishna these 4 sampradayas have appeared. Alright. In Padma Purana, it's very clearly mentioned, it is not concocted. And in Kali Yuga, any devotees in this world has to fall in either of these sampradayas. It cannot be outside of this. If it's outside of this, it is fruitless. Hai na? So you must have heard as well. For example, we have Lord Brahma. So the head is Madhvacharya, and in ISKCON what we are following is the Brahma Sampradaya. Hai na? Then we have Sri Sampradaya. In South, you know Ramanujacharya? Right? In South he had done so much prachar, so he is the head. So Sri Sampradaya, lineage is followed, he being the head. You go to Sri Rangam, you know the wonderful dham, there you will find the effect of Sri Sampradaya. Then we have Lord Shiva, which we are talking about, Mataji was talking about some time back. Again, to Lord Shiva there is Rudra Sampradaya, again coming from Krishna. And then we have 4 Kumaras. These 4 Kumaras are small babies. They were like celibate throughout their lives. And from 4 Kumaras, that Kumar Sampradaya, we have Nimbarkaracharya who is leading. So when we talk about gurus, knowledge, right? This is how we look at the supreme science. How through the chain of disciplic succession it is coming. Now, we as the Vaishnavas here, actually how, if we double click further, know that the disciplic succession is authorized to come to a point where actually all of you are sitting, and are you hearing in a right way, from right parampara? Let's double click that, and here comes. I will read. Now, the disciplic chain of succession, it started what? This parampara is actually called Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. And I'll tell you that it started from Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasdev, Vyasdev to Madhav, and then I cannot read, it's small here. Yes, Padmanabha, then Narihari, then Madhava, then Ashobhya, Jayatirtha. Continue, Prabhuji. Yes.
Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Brahmatirtha, Vyasatirtha,
Lakshmipati, Madhvacharya Puri, Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Lord Chaitanya, Rup Goswami, Raghunath and Jeeva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj, then Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidya Bhushan and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Take care, Prabhuji. Now Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, then Bhakti Siddhant Thakur, and then Srila Prabhupada ki. And the qualification of all these gurus is that from Krishna, the supreme science has come as it is. No concoction, nothing to be added on their end. So that is the beauty. And this chain of disciplic succession in different, I would say different phases of Kali Yuga, the supreme science was transmitted. And today, because of Srila Prabhupada, we have got the mercy where actually if you see Srila Prabhupada's, credit to Srila Prabhupada was, he took all the Shastras as it is and made it very simple for people like us in Kali Yuga. Right? That was his qualification. So that anybody and everybody can become a devotee. Earlier, you know how shlokas were, right? I am reading translation of shloka. But Arjuna and Krishna used to talk in the form of shloka only. श्लोका में ही सारी बातें होती थी, उसी में सारी समझ, ऐसा बैठ के ट्रांसलेशंस नहीं होते थे. Do you think that we could have fitted that? Now can you imagine the value of Srila Prabhupada? What he brought to the table? है ना? So let's now deep dive more on our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Very important, Prabhuji Mataji, that we should listen to this. See, now you can contemplate, go home and contemplate that while all of you are pious souls, you are doing your best in your end, but पता चला कि स्कूल के मास्टर जी 1 नंबर के ढोंगी हैं, या फिर we don't have enough knowledge actually to know that how to do puja, what to do, what not to do, which day to do, when to do Ekadashi, when not to do Ekadashi, how the Janmashtami should be celebrated. this and that, how we should actually do puja of demigods, how we should do puja of Krishna, what is demigod, what is supreme personality of Godhead, so on and so forth. अगर वो knowledge नहीं होगा, then all of us will be biased towards our my Lord, my Guru, your Guru, है ना? Why? Because since childhood you have done puja of one particular God, hence you are very compassionate about that. It's natural. It's a natural. जो आपको पाले पोसे हैं उनको आप respect करोगे ना, है ना? But that doesn't mean that actually that's the real knowledge. That is emotion. That is sentiment. But real knowledge, if you get uplifted by that, why not? So it's important that we actually know from where this supreme science knowledge is coming. You know? We should not be just like wear a lens, yellow lens लगा ली तो yellow दिख रहा है. That's it. This is how the world is. I will just blindly follow. No, we have to use intelligence. Krishna conscious is scientific knowledge. It's not just so-called, what do you call it, emotional way of presenting. It's a scientific knowledge which is coming through parampara. So,
The highlighted that was you mean ISKCON had started from Nal?
no. So ISKCON actually is an institution which was started by Srila Prabhupada. है ना? It was like International Society of Krishna Consciousness. He started in US. It was more like a institution to bring the pious souls together to spread Krishna consciousness. But ISKCON didn't start from, so it was like Bhagavad Gita. Right? The super science started from Krishna and came to Arjuna and then so on and so forth, right? And came to Srila Prabhupada. But ISKCON is something of an institution. It's like you call it a family. है ना? A family in which we can actually come together and recite Bhagavad Gita, serve, eat prasadam, dance, do puja, as simple as that. It's like ABCD. Association of devotees, B is scriptures, book reading, C is chanting, and then diet prasadam. That completes ISKCON. है ना? That's how it is. So, again, in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, one very important shloka, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned, and this will tell you. Repeat after me. भारत भूमि ते हैला मनुष्य जन्म यारा जन्म सार्थक करी कर पर उपकारा. Interest of time, I will read. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, that is Bharatvarsh, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. आप सब भारत भूमि में पैदा हुए हैं. Unlike the foreigners, this shloka is saying this is our duty to actually do what? Make others' life successful and help other people, because that is in our, in scientific language, DNA, we call it, right? Very nice point. आएंगे माता जी उस point पे भी आएंगे. We'll cover. Another one is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called out. So repeat after me. पृथ्वी ते आचयत नगर आदि ग्रामा सर्वत्र प्रचारा है बेमोरा नामा. Now 550 years back through this shloka, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had predicted that every gully, nukkar, every place, Krishna's holy name will be spreaded. He had already predicted that. है ना? ये already शास्त्र में दिया हुआ है. Future already predicted. ये अभी नहीं create किया. ISKCON नहीं create किए हैं. ना ISKCON तो प्रभुपाद create किए बाद में as an institution. And who did that? Prabhupada. At the age of 69, he did that. Now you see here, now I'll come to your point also, Mataji. He spreaded actually Krishna conscious throughout the world. एक कंपनी आपको अगर आज खोलना पड़े एंड CEOs और MDs को हायर कीजिए और एक ग्लोबल उसको बनाइए कंपनी, कर पाएंगे? राइट? एक स्टार्टअप से अर्श से फर्श तक जाने में कितना समय लगता है? Prabhupada in the matter of 10 years made ISKCON. First of all, he created ISKCON and made it a global institution of Krishna consciousness. So you see here, माता जी को देखिए आप यहाँ पे, अमेरिका की हैं, कैसे साड़ी पहनकर वैष्णव ड्रेस में डांस कर रहे हैं, डूबे हुए हैं. और यहाँ पे भारत में हमें वैष्णव ड्रेस पहनने में अब तकलीफ हो रही है. साड़ी कहाँ प्रभु जी, धोती, क्या बात कर रहे हैं यार. You know what? It's not cool, man. You need to have some. Yeah, it's not contemporary. It's not modern.
अब आ रहा है वापस।
Yes, Mataji.
वापस आ रहा है सब कुछ।
अब वापस आ रहा है, थैंक्स टू प्रभुपाद, थैंक्स टू इस्कॉन. यस, काफी काम करना है लेकिन.
इस्कॉन के अंदर जो है, जब तक इस्कॉन के अंदर है इंडियन ड्रेस में है, उसके बाद बाहर तो सब टी-शर्ट जीन्स पहन के वैसे ही घूमते हैं।
That is a sign of Kali Yuga, Mataji. Yes, but we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying. That is our seva. That is our duty. We have to keep trying.
South Indians, I have seen that some of the people they used to go to office wearing lungi and all.
Absolutely,
But
yes.
In North India, in Northeast, anywhere, this thing is not being followed.
Yeah, that's a different discussion, but in very short, that's true. If you see in South India, we will find a lot of temples. In North India, it's less. The reason is very
Also the
simple.
history also, because North India was invaded so many
Exactly.
times.
Yes.
Temples were broken.
Yes, so
South-
that's
South India was still
protected.
fully conserved
Yes.
during that point.
So that's how it is. Britishers and Mughals attacked more, broke. Vrindavan जाइए देखिए कितने temples को break कर दिया औरंगजेब ने, right? So there is a, but in the south it was protected. So obviously you see more piety in the south side of it, but that doesn't mean that north was also like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri Dham, right? So if you know the history, then it will be like equal for yes.
People are confident in South India regarding their culture. In North India, they are not confident. They are very ऐसा like how it will look like if I go to office.
Now we are talking at body level. Yeah, but
Women's, they have this privilege. They can wear sari in the office, but they don't wear.
true, I mean, so it's again, Mataji, case to case, right? But I've seen a lot of, I mean, different nooks and corners of India that who have become devotees. It doesn't matter after that, south, north, east, west. And then we are souls, we are not body. So that's how we have to keep it as it is. So again, so Prabhupada, the world is here. It says world is gradually knowing this great personality. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that this culture, spiritual culture, chanting of names of Lord Hari will be spread all over the world. He predicted, and Prabhupada was the Senapati devotee, right? Senapati devotee who did that. He spreaded Krishna consciousness all over the world. Prabhupada, actually quickly about him, he was born in Kolkata, and you know what? If somebody is going to be great, वो morning shows that day, होनहार बीरबान के होत चिकने पात, है ना? प्रभुपाद के बचपन से ही दिख रहा था कि he is going to be somebody of great acharya, because his entire inclination was towards Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna. He wanted, actually अपने father से बोल रहे थे कि मुझे एक दिन रथ यात्रा करनी है, 4-5 साल के छोटे से थे. And then his father was also very inclined that his son should become a disciple, you know, a devotee. Then he got a small rath, you know, for him, and then he did Rath Yatra across the Mohalla. So all these piety, these things, symptoms were already there from him from the ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि you know बाद में हुआ कुछ, बचपन से ही था. And then what happened? As he grew, he got admitted in Scottish Church College in Kolkata, and that time there was a अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ. So Prabhupada, being a pious soul from college, thought that okay, we have to join Gandhiji's mission and free these bodies. But soon, what happened? And after that, he actually had also started pharmacy business. And so, like us, he was also doing pharmacy business. But one day, what happened? 1922, one friend of his said that there is a wonderful acharya who has come. You should go and visit. Prabhupada said that, see, my father was very inclined to acharyas. I know some are good, some are like, you know, they take money and also it's okay. But this acharya is special. You should go and visit. Then Prabhupada said, okay, let's go and visit. So you see this picture, the moment he entered, both of them had not seen each other. So like from that door, and his divine grace Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur was sitting here. So Prabhupada वहाँ से enter किया and he saw, and he said that, oh, you seem to be a literate person, I think you know English, why don't you go and preach in West? अब आप आए हो, मैं आपसे पहली बार मिल रहा हूँ, मैं अगर आपको ऐसे बोलूँ, आप क्या बोलोगे? प्रभु जी, मैं तो बस दर्शन के लिए आया था, आप ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? Now at material level these things cannot be understood, but at transcendental level बात ही कुछ और थी. So that time Prabhupada also thought कि I have a grihastha, I have everything, I don't know, and he didn't understand. But what he saw of his guru, he liked him, and he immediately surrendered like Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, and he got initiated by his guru. है ना? Because his Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a lion guru. He used to speak straight from heart based on Shastras. And Prabhupada was immediately impressed. And again, long story for his guru also, separate session, different days. Then what happened? Immediately Prabhupada took initiation and he took the instruction of this guru, and he also mentioned that why don't you go and print books, right, in English. And then he started with Back to Godhead magazine. Now imagine he didn't have a support system like this we have today. So many devotees to do so many sevas. वो खुद ही लिखते थे, वो खुद ही प्रिंट करते थे, करवाते थे, खुद जा करके बेचते थे. Everything he was doing on his own. He was self-driven because of the instruction of his guru. And then what happened? All of you will ask that why did he went to America? It's not like he didn't try in India. He started in India, he went to Jhansi, and there he actually founded one institution before ISKCON called League of Devotees. और अच्छा खासा हो गया था, and devotees had started to form. Then what happened in India? There was one cooperator's wife. Okay, so there was a place where Prabhupada thought that, okay, this is a place where he will have the, like Bhakti Center is here, right? That cooperator wife said, ki, that place actually I want because I have to do kitty party. Okay, and with politics, that place was snatched away from Srila Prabhupada. So, and India, it's more like wherever you go, you talk, that time it was like, hum to jante hain Krishna kaun hai. Right? So, Indians were naturally not that inclined, even though Prabhupada was trying his best. Then what happened? He went to Vrindavan, right? And here it's mentioned what? At the age of 54, he left his family, decided to make Vrindavan as his place of residence. Of course, when he left his family, all the adequate support was given in the form of business and all. His children were running. And then in Vrindavan, he stayed in Radha Damodar temple. So today, Mataji Prabhuji, if you go to Vrindavan, you'll find that nice temple, and this same room is there. The same window is there from where Srila Prabhupada is looking at Rupa Goswami Samadhi, है ना, one of the Shad Goswamis. तो आप जाओगे तो यहाँ आपको वो मिलेगा. This, and you go sit and chant there, as Mataji said, bliss, right? So you have to visit Vrindavan. I cannot explain from here, sitting on Vyasasan. And then what he did there, he got himself engaged in deep studies and writing, and he started to work on his life's masterpiece, that is Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam. And then for all of us, what again he did? In 1959, he accepted sannyas order, and again he was called what? A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada after sannyas. And then he started to deeply contemplate his Guru Maharaj's instruction that why don't you go and preach in West? वो उनको याद आ रहा था. And if you see, by 1964, he completed 6 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you see our then Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri, when he met him, he lauded seeing this Srimad Bhagavatam. And he said that this should be placed in the India's library. Every library, this book should be there. So Prabhupada was so well respected among the elite politicians of India also. And then what happened? But his heart was where his Guru Maharaj had instructed to actually go to the West. So again a long story, but interest of time short. So he took help of Sumati Morarji Desai. She was actually one of the cargo ships owner. And Prabhupada was already touching 70. So she was very, very worried कि Prabhupada कैसे जाएंगे America. And it was a cargo ship. You know cargo ship? Passengers don't travel. It's about cargo. But Prabhupada was adamant because he wanted to go to America. He wants to follow his Guru Maharaj's instruction. तो उन्होंने क्या किया? In 1965, he boarded on Jalduta, that ship name was. Okay, and then on his voyage, he celebrated Janmashtami and gave class and fed prasadam to all the crew members. वहाँ भी Krishna conscious कर दिए, है ना? And then, guess what? While he was traveling, it take months to go to US. It's not like flight से गए और 18 घंटा में land हो गए. He had suffered with 2 massive heart attacks, Prabhuji Mataji. Can you imagine at that age? He suffered from that. And he thought that if I have another heart attack, third one, he will not be able to tolerate. But then what happened? Actually, he was praying to Krishna. And usually, that Jaldut ship was traveling, काफी वहाँ पे तूफान वगैरह आ रहे थे. And when Prabhupada prayed, after that what happened? Suddenly there was no cyclone. Entire samandar went silent. The captain of the ship made the statement that I have never seen something like this in my life happening, where entire ocean became so calm. And it looked like the way it was, Krishna was pulling the ship towards west, right? And Krishna actually had protected Srila Prabhupada for bigger cause. And on 1965, he reached Boston, and after having seemingly, you know what, he had like nothing in his pocket. Can you imagine you reach America with few dollars only and nobody to look at? Today also you will get chills. You need somebody, है ना, कुछ visa वाले उधर से इधर से, then only will travel. He looked left, nobody. He looked right, nobody. And 1 year he just actually was in Boston, and he was struggling to spread Krishna conscious message. But he never looked to leave US. Now he was nicely sitting in Vrindavan in such a harmonious environment, temples, devotees and everything, and he could have gone back to Godhead straightway. But what he chose? He chose the austerity to follow his Guru Maharaj instruction. And then what happened? Gradually, Srila Prabhupada inspired, what he found was like, he went to the slums areas and all, and there he found a lot of Americans who were drug addicts. And then what he did? He started preaching them. If a drug addict is sitting here and if I have to preach drug addict, I will be like sweating. And Prabhupada had so many in front of him. And what he did, with his effort, he converted all the hippies, they were called hippies, to happies, right? They became happy. Now, what all they didn't do, you tell me? Meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit relationship, left, right, so everything they were doing under the sky. And then the touch of greatest Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada, those drug addicts became highly elevated devotees. Can you imagine what kind of investment Prabhupada had done and what kind of magic he created among those Americans? So in next 12 years, what he did, he circled the world 14 times to spread the Krishna's message, not only in America. I think it was Fiji also, China also, Australia, Africa, in Africa, Kenya, I think everywhere, Russia, everywhere he went, and in that age, 70 plus, he spread Krishna conscious message. Actually, that reminded me of one pastime Prabhuji Mataji, that he with one of his disciples, His Grace Shyam Sundar Prabhuji, they were traveling to Russia. And in Russia, with KGB agents and all, it was like nobody should be wedged there, else they will be punished. That kind of punishment was there. And Bhagavad Gita, so you cannot take it to Russia. So everybody knew. So while the goods were getting packed, or luggages were getting packed for for Russia, then the Bhagavad Gita was lying on the table, and Srila Prabhupada and Shyam Sundar Prabhuji were leaving. Then Shyam Sundar Prabhuji's wife saw, "Arey, Bhagavad Gita यहाँ पड़ा हुआ है. Oh, it should be kept in bag only, na." Then she actually slid in the luggage without the knowledge of Shyam Sundar Prabhuji, because that was banned in Russia. So they took the luggage, went to Russia, and magically, by Krishna's blessing, what happened? That Bhagavad Gita which was there inside the luggage didn't get caught somehow. And the first Bhagavad Gita entered into Russia with Srila Prabhupada and Shyam Sundar Prabhuji. So Russia, it's a very, very tough place. And it's a very tough place. So Srila Prabhupada instructed Shyam Sundar Prabhuji that go and find 3 souls to preach. Okay, so Shyam Sundar Prabhuji went outside in Moscow, couldn't find 3, found 2, in which one was Indian, one was Russian. So both of them were called, and Prabhupada preached them for 3 days. Again, hidden, because KGB agents and all were there tracking. Guess what happened? The Indian, he listened, and then he said what? He liked it, and said, "हाँ, इसको तुम जानते हैं," and then he left. But the Russian found amazingly very attractive. And to such a way, then when Prabhupada left after preaching him, with that one person, Prabhuji Mataji, right? With one person, entire Russia, the revolution of Krishna consciousness spread. Today, if you go to YouTube videos, or today if you go to the yatras, you will see a lot of Russian devotees coming, right? And that was because of that one devotee who was inspired by Srila Prabhupada. Such kind of magic. Can you imagine anybody doing this kind of a thing? Right? And there are so many pastimes in Prabhupada Lilamrita. Actually, if you buy, in December month, Brihad Mridangam month is coming. So you should look to buy Prabhupada Lilamrita. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, it is the ultimate books. But if you really want to inspire, you need mercy of Guru. है ना? Guide, Guru की mercy चाहिए. अगर आप प्रभुपाद की जीवनी को पढ़ेंगे, तो that actually will catalyze or trigger our bhakti to the different level, and which actually we can move faster in bhakti. If we do on our own, it will be slow. So I would request all of you to buy Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita book. If not, then there is a small book also, and read his Jivani. That will actually bring tears to your eyes, and you will definitely get inspired. I think in ISKCON, each of the devotees, if you go and ask, if their bhakti, they have come in, they have got inspired, it's because of Srila Prabhupada's Jivani, how much he has done. I'll show you something more, and that can move your heart. See, so as I said, he introduced so many temples to the world. Hai? He also introduced India to the world. You see the nice kids here? Do you see them like Vaishnavas? Can you imagine? Right. Who can do this? It's nothing short of miracle. Look at this. So, Prabhupada actually also invested in books which were spread across the world. There was one pastime where one foreigner came with girlfriend, right? You know, in America it is like that. Hey Prabhupada, she's my girlfriend. And Prabhupada said, all right, great. Okay, why don't you, both of you come tomorrow? So he formed the yajna and got them married. Yes, and then he said after that, and that's how actually he cultivated the Vaishnava marriage. And then he told both of them, now both of you are married. Married, Srila Prabhupada? She was my girlfriend. And that's how it all started. And what all miracles he created. This was something which was unheard of. It's not easy, and only a Param Vaishnava like Paramhansa like Srila Prabhupada can do it. If you see, not only, he got devotees married, he initiated them also. So it's called Dvija. So they had a different janma before, drug addicts and everything, and then after the touch of pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, they became pure devotees. So, in the interest of time, I'll just read this translation. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. And अगर गुरु हमें साइकिल ऑफ बर्थ एंड डेथ से नहीं निकाल सकते हैं तो वो गुरु बनने के लायक नहीं हैं. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam shloka says. Now this is very nice picture, Prabhuji Mataji. You know what? For us, all of us are sitting here, I am able to speak whatever I am able to utter is because of Srila Prabhupada's book. And once he went to US, he was only there for 10 years. In 1977, he left this material world. But in that 10 years, he knew that he will live through his book for all the future generation. तो रात को 1-1 बजे जग करके he used to write books. है ना? Only 1 or 2 hours he used to sleep for all the future generations like us. He was at that being only for 1 or 2 hours. Can you imagine so much of sacrifice he had done for us? I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you read his Jivani, आँख से आंसू निश्चित निकलेंगे. तो निकलने ही है, because such was his sacrifice. And 80 volumes of book he had written, Prabhuji Mataji, for all of us, right? That's what you see in all the ISKCON bookshops. Such was his contribution, and because of these books, he says like you should not only do service, the core to your devotion should be reading the books. You should read the books, and they are like in so many languages. This book, like 90 languages, it has been already translated for our benefit, for our easiness. In case we don't know English, Odia is there, Tamil is there, Malayalam is there, every Japanese, Russian, all languages, the books have been translated. Such is the impact Prabhupada has created. But this is the picture I was talking about, Prabhuji Mataji. उन्होंने अपने जीवन के लास्ट 10 साल ही नहीं. Tell me one thing, in Shastras it's mentioned that when you are dying, when you are on your deathbed, it's like 60,000 scorpions bite in your body, है ना, उस तरह का पेन आता है for a normal person, for the materialist. Prabhupada, when he was living this material world, what he was doing, you know, and there is a live real-time YouTube video, you can go home and search for it, Prabhupada, and at his end time, living the material world, just search for it and you'll get this video. Small dictaphone was nearby and his body was not moving, fully emaciated, and he was still translating Srimad Bhagavatam shlokas at the end time also. Did you hear this before? This actually moves all of us, that how selflessly, that's one of the traits which we talked about the Guru, right? How selflessly he devoted the entire life for us, traveling so much around the world. आप इधर से उधर, इधर से मैसूर जाइए, फिर बिहार जाइए, फिर कश्मीर जाइए, 4 तरह के खाने खाइए, पेट झड़ी हो जाएगी. In that age, traveling so much, not caring about the body. I am sure he would have lived long if not for us, but that's how Krishna's plan was. But so much he has given for us. अब इतना कुछ प्रभुपाद ने दिया है, क्या हमारा ये नहीं बनता उनको देने के लिए एक माला खरीद लें, थोड़ा चैंट कर लें? अब इसके बाद भी नहीं करते हैं तो फिर, सॉरी टू यूज दिस वर्ड, तो लानत है हम पे. देन वी आर नॉट एक्चुअली ह्यूमंस, वी आर लाइक नॉट इवन एनिमल्स, वी आर हार्ड हार्टेड, आई डोंट नो व्हाट. If this cannot move us, then what will move us? What will move us? Right? You give chance to so many people out there, so many companies out there, so many bosses out there, so many so-called strangers out there. You cannot give chance to Srila Prabhupada to show mercy on you. If you still don't have trust, you can actually ask the devotees, senior Vaishnavas, who has spent actually 40s and 50 years in ISKCON, right? Why they are stuck here, why they are chanting, what is it in for them, why they feel doing it for Srila Prabhupada, why they just want to serve without taking anything for themselves. No money, no agenda, nothing, just serve. In that serving itself is selflessly is the only the interest they have. What drives them? Food of thought, Prabhuji Mataji. So, brief contribution very quickly. Prabhupada wrote more than 80 volumes of books, traveled 14 times in 12 years across the globe, established 108 plus temple, gurukuls, farm communities for kids, schools, farm communities, so that actually we can have cow and have prasadam than actually going hither and thither and buying things. Initiated 5,000 disciples all over the world and did all this in the advanced age of between 70 and 82. जो रिटायरमेंट एज होता है जहाँ पे आप आराम से रिलैक्स होना चाहेंगे. शरीर आपका लेफ्ट को पता नहीं होगा राइट क्या कर रहा है, राइट को पता नहीं होगा लेफ्ट क्या कर रहा है. हरे कृष्णा. हाँ, वेरी नाइस पॉइंट माता जी. यस, सैन फ्रांसिस्को में है ना, रथ यात्रा भी शुरू किए थे. ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड जगन्नाथ रथ, एंड वी डू हियर ऑल्सो नाउ.
तो एक लेडी थी, आई थिंक शी वाज मारवाड़ी समथिंग, so she saw the boy eagerness and she donated her chariot. उस टाइम chariot होते थे इनके पास.
Yes.
उससे इन्होंने रथ यात्रा निकाली थी and later on he introduced रथ यात्रा to all over the world.
Very nice point, Mataji. Well said. Yes, that shows that you have read that book so sincerely.
It's a Jagannath book and
हाँ, तो आप बाकियों को भी इंस्पायर कीजिए. Thank you. So, interest of time, Prabhuji Mataji, a little late. So, practical tip of the day very quickly. Be discriminative to exposure, है ना? Exposure, as we say, when we are doing bad things, ill things, there is a point where we can control ourselves. We have to watch out for that. Knowledge may not be sufficient to help us through our life's challenges. We need Guru. What we need? Guru. Submissive and service attitude should be towards the Guru. Importance of Vaishnav lineage is important to understand how the lineage has come through which the Bhagavad Gita has come down. Bhagavad Gita is not just a book, it's a Krishna speaking to us. है ना? So with that, we would like to conclude. Again on chanting Prabhuji Mataji, whatever result was obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Vishnu, Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, Dwapar Yuga by serving Lord Lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga by simply chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Last but not the least, these 16 names composed of 32 syllables are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. In all the Vedas, it is seen that to cross the ocean of nescience, there is no alternative to chanting the holy name of the Lord. Kali Santarena Upanishad mein mentioned hai. With that, we would like to conclude for today. Hare Krishna. So, instruction came. We can have only 1 or 2 questions if I will be able to answer. So, open for question. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I have question with regard to the lineage of descendants. Srila Prabhupada was the 32nd
Yes.
lineage, right? So, is it necessary that for any descendant, everybody has to be alive? Because from Krishna to Srila Prabhupada, it is 32 generations of lineage, right? So how this legacy will continue? Who will be the
Next.
33rd?
Yeah,
That's
so
the obvious question which is coming.
yeah, this is natural question, Prabhuji. So obviously, as you have seen that in different phases, we need Guru. Hai na? So as Prabhupada had Guru, now Prabhupada was our Guru. So similarly in ISKCON also, through Prabhupada direct disciples, we have Guru. Like for example, we had Jeev Goswami, Sanatan Goswami together. There could be more than one Gurus also in the lineage. So we have direct disciples of Prabhupada, we call them Maharaj also, who are actually already spreading Krishna consciousness. There are several, I would say, acharyas across the world. So if you see ISKCON today again spreading so nicely and so opulently across the world, it is because of direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. They are also selflessly serving for last 40 years. And they are quite a list. And how the lineage will again spread further, what is the qualification? We have to take the knowledge as it is. Prabhupada says that anybody can be preacher till they are preaching to following the parampara. If we are following Bhagavad Gita and preaching as it is, then next lineage anybody can be preacher. So whoever is able to do that, the lineage continues. So it's not about blood relation, it's about who has the purity in terms of understanding Bhagavad Gita and spreading to the next generation as it is. Then probably the lineage will continue. So, and it's already predicted that ISKCON will be staying only for 10,000 years in Kali Yuga. After that it will go because, and so if in 10,000 years, if you are not able to take mercy, then it will be, Kali Yuga, it will getting more and more challenging. So whatever we have to do right now. Hare Krishna. Jai. So, yes, Mataji, last question and then we can take offline during prasadam, please. Yeah.
Yeah, like in our life we have different stages like childhood.
Yeah, we can take mic. Yes, ma'am.
You are loud, but like in this spiritual journey, what are the stages and how do we know that we are in which stage? Like we have started coming here. So I just want to know, how do we identify those stages?
And a very nice point, question. So Mataji is asking that, as in our material life, there are like different stages, right? So in our spiritual life, how we know that what are the stages and how we can recognize we are in different stages. So again, it could be a big session, but to keep it in summary, Mataji, so see, stages wise, if we see that we have like different levels of devotion, Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari, hai na? Even for Kanishta Adhikari, it's like you need certain qualification. For example, Kanishta Adhikari will only pray to Lord. Baki kini ko kuch nahi samjhenge. Madhyam Adhikari is like Pandit Samadarshana. No, not, it's like, no, sorry. Madhyam Adhikari is like, they will take care of devotees also, they will pray to Lord also, and they will follow the lineage also. Uttam Adhikari is like Paramahansa, Pandit Samadarshana. Everybody is equal, be it dog eater, animal, and also that's how Mataji the distinction is. Now, we are not even at the Kanishta Adhikari stage, because भगवान से क्या DT से ही प्यार नहीं है, उससे अगर respect नहीं है. How we know that it is we are progressing? We should always think that we are not progressing. Right? That is the beauty. Let Lord Krishna and Guru think that we are progressing. They can call out in different stages, but our qualification is to also say that we are the fallen one. We are the fallen one. ये कोई report card नहीं है कि हम इससे इस level पे मैं आ गया ना इस level पे. Now I am level 2. Now I am level. Then the same thing comes ना, false ego, jealous, selfishness. वही तो beauty है. A guru can think that you are progressing, but you should think that I am not progressing, because in that is the qualification to progress. So, but technically, Mataji, that's how the level improves from Kanishtadhikari to Madhyamadhikari to Uttamadhikari. But as we say, it's a long journey. Even if you get little taste, also is enough.
Symptoms, or do we have signs or something?
Symptoms, Mataji?
We are in the spiritual journey.
Yes,
How
yes.
we started it.
Oh, symptoms? Some of the symptoms are like, Mataji, when you are chanting, you start getting the taste in chanting. You start getting the taste, you will the taste will be, it's like a higher taste. जब वो taste मिलता है ना, तो आपको बाकी सारी taste फीकी नजर आएंगी. That's one way to see that you are progressing. आप जब chant करोगे तो एक round आपको बोझ नहीं लगेगा. 2 round आप बोलोगे 2 rounds only. I wanted 4, but I have to send kid to school. Yeah, so I'll send kid to school. After that, I'll get that my husband. Then I'll get time to chant. That is progress. Now you have done 4 round, 8 round. Then it's like 16 round. Prabhupada has mentioned that only minimum 16 round we should do at least. और मैं 8 राउंड करके बैठी हूँ, और इतना देर तक सो क्यों रही हूँ मैं, जब मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है. तो अभी मैं 8 बजे उठ रही हूँ सुबह, 6 बजे तो उठना चाहिए कम से कम, 5:30 बजे, फिर 4 बजे. ऐसे ऐसे करके जब प्रोग्रेस होगा ना, तब लगेगा कि टेस्ट आ रहा है. अगर वो नहीं हो रहा है, फोर्सिंग फंक्शन है, देन इट्स ओके. सो लिटिल स्मॉल स्टेप्स, माता जी, इज गुड इनफ टू नो दैट वी आर प्रोग्रेसिंग. And the way to know is like, if your number of rounds are increasing, then that's a progress. At least at your level, I would put it that way. Hare Krishna. So with that, we would like to conclude for today. And once again, I would beg forgiveness if anything I have said untoward in this verbatim which I spoke. I've been instructed by my senior Vaishnavas and by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I am telling, but I have myself long way to go. And please pray for me also, and I'll also pray for all of you to continue journey in Krishna consciousness together. It's all partnership. Together we sail, together we fall. So thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhebhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for listening this very wonderful session, importance of guide. Because we know currently in this world how important a guide is, right? Because everywhere we need a guide. Even like when we fell sick, we need a guide, a doctor, right? And everywhere. So similarly, spirituality is very, very important. So for that also we need a very bona fide guide, and we learn that what are the qualities of that devotee who can guide us, right? So one time we'll chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji for such a very wonderful session, and I hope we can able to follow at least very one step to that, then Krishna will be really pleased with us by that step. So we'll chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly for the Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we'll now move to the chanting.